What you're about to hear today might show you, maybe for the very first time, why your life has felt stuck for so long and how you can finally shift it. Before we begin, I want you to gather your focus into a single point. Hold this thought in your mind for a moment and truly feel it within. When you shift what you focus on inside, the structure of your outer life begins to adjust and reshape itself accordingly. This isn't just a motivational quote. It's one of the oldest and most powerful truths about human consciousness. Most of the time, we believe it's the outer world that controls us. We look at what's happening and simply say, "That's just life." But the truth is entirely different. Life isn't controlled from the outside, it's directed from within. Today, in this session, you'll feel what that truly means. And as you listen, you'll start to notice. When the power within you awakens, life itself begins to make way for you. The real power behind your results, the experiences you go through, the opportunities that appear, the direction your life takes, none of it happens by chance. Wealth, peace, success, love, opportunities. They all emerge from one single source, your inner field. You could call it your inner space, the place where your thoughts, patterns, reactions, and beliefs live. For most people, this inner field runs on autopilot. Everything you've seen, heard, and learned over the years quietly programs your behavior without you even realizing it. But here's the beautiful part. This field can be changed. And when you shift it from within, your results begin to shift too. How the mind truly works. The mind has two gateways, the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious mind chooses, analyzes, and decides. The subconscious, however, accepts everything you give it, unconditionally. It doesn't question or filter. It simply receives and reflects it back into your life. That's why so many people say, "I know what to do, but I can't seem to do it." Because knowing happens in the conscious mind, while doing arises from the subconscious. You may understand an idea completely, but if its energy hasn't reached your inner field, it won't show up in your reality. Today, we're changing that cycle. Why real transformation always begins within. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. A clear intention, a vivid emotion, a repeated image. To the subconscious, they are all equally real. And when it believes something to be real, it begins shaping your behavior to match that belief. This same mechanism can hold you back, making you shrink, avoid risks, and overlook the very doors waiting to open. But it can also lift you higher. Once a small inner shift begins, your perception softens, your reactions change, and your focus expands. As that inner shift radiates outward, you begin to recognize opportunities more easily. The patterns that held you loosen their grip. Your energy expands. Life's flow quickens. This is what we call the alignment of your inner order with the outer flow. That's why people sometimes say, "It felt like everything changed in an instant." But the truth is, it didn't change in that instant. The shift had already begun inside. The outside world simply caught up with it. Why most people struggle to change? Because the world constantly targets the unaware mind. News, social media, everyday conversations, most of it is negative. And even when we become aware of this, it's still hard to stay untouched by the flow. Fear-driven headlines and chaos-filled stories feel personal, as if they're reaching into our own lives. So we try to stay informed without becoming numb. But that balance is where most of us stumble. This space isn't easy to manage. The subconscious absorbs negativity, like a sponge. Even a single phrase can sink in before the conscious mind has time to filter it. And what you absorb without noticing starts acting as a new reality inside you. The subconscious doesn't reject, it accepts whatever you feed it. So without realizing it, you begin repeating silent mantras throughout your day. Life always pushes me. Abundance is for others. No matter what I do, it doesn't work. Doors never open for me. These thoughts are seeds, and every seed eventually bears fruit. But today, you're choosing the seed you plant in your own mind. Where does your relationship with money and abundance really begin? Money isn't just paper, it's an idea, a reflection of flow, service, and the value you bring. But here's an important distinction. What looks like high income from the outside is not always true abundance. Sometimes money feeds on low frequencies, on fear, competition, or exploitation, and ends up in the hands of those who seem wealthy, yet carry no real peace within. That's not abundance. That's enslavement by money. It's a life where the soul feels trapped, peace is absent, and every breath feels like survival. Think of Breaking Bad and The Wolf of Wall Street. Both are mirrors of how energy works. They had the cars, the power, the spotlight, but their success came from fear and greed, and it collapsed on itself. They had everything money could buy, but nothing their soul truly needed. That's not wealth, it's emptiness wrapped in luxury. The point isn't the shows themselves, they're brilliant in storytelling and character depth. What we're touching here is the illusion created by minds that mistake such worlds for the ideal life. Those who idolize that kind of life are often either very young or emotionally frozen in that stage of growth. Real abundance is the feeling of freedom money gives you, when money serves you, not the other way around. And that's exactly what we're shifting today. Not the appearance of money, but the consciousness behind it. Abundance begins the moment you can clearly feel within. Yes, this can exist in my life. I can carry this energy. So ask yourself, what do you truly believe about money? Nothing seems to flow. I can't hold on to what I earn. This system was never meant for people like me. These aren't truths, they're old subconscious recordings playing in the background. Yes, economies shift. Injustice exists. Systems are imbalanced. All of that is real. And sometimes it feels so close, as if no other option exists. But remember this, no matter the state of the world, you can open a completely different direction for yourself. Even if the outer picture looks dark, a single inner shift can open the door to a new stream of abundance. And today, that's exactly what we're doing, updating the old programs. We're not denying the outside world. We see the economy, the struggle, the imbalance. But here's what we know with absolute clarity. You may not change the entire outer world alone, but when you change your inner alignment, your relationship with that world transforms completely. Now I invite you to take the first step of that transformation, to let the old voices within fade away and allow a new inner order to rise, one that finally gives your energy its true power. Take a deep breath in and gently let it go. Once more, breathe in and slowly release. These next few seconds are when your mind is most open. Every word you hear from now on will carve a new path within your subconscious, a new blueprint around money and abundance. A new flow is beginning for me. I am stronger than I ever imagined. Life loves to open doors for me. I choose what I see today. When my inner world shifts, the outer world follows. Every small step I take today expands my abundance tomorrow. The clearer I become, the easier opportunities find me. Every positive feeling I strengthen within becomes a new flow in my life. The goodwill I nurture without expecting anything in return will always come back to me in visible, beautiful ways. These aren't just positive thoughts. They are precise, energetic commands, signals that direct the flow of your reality. And your subconscious doesn't settle for hearing them once. It craves rhythm, repetition, the familiar return of the same energy taking deeper root. That's why, when you listen to this practice for 3 days in a row, each sentence will sink further, turning first into a habit and then into your natural truth. Why life starts flowing differently when your perception shifts. When the way you see life changes, the flow of life itself begins to reorganize. Where your attention goes consciously, that area begins to expand. When you focus on abundance, abundance naturally multiplies. When your mind is tuned to see opportunities, they start becoming visible and closer to you. Today, you're raising your awareness. And when awareness rises, possibilities appear clearer, wider, and easier to reach. Now take one last deep breath and say to yourself, "A new chapter has begun for me." And this new order I've built today will soon create visible change in every area of my life. Today, you realigned your inner space, and this alignment will begin shaping your actions, your choices, the opportunities that appear, and the results that follow. Life isn't as complicated as it seems. Most of the complexity comes from the meanings we attach to it. Life simply amplifies what already lives inside you, and today, you change that inner landscape. Soon, you'll start seeing its reflection on the outside. When you're ready, we'll go even deeper into this new direction together in the next video. And I want you to know this: creating these sessions takes time, focus, and genuine energy. If what you felt here today brought you peace or strength, liking the video and subscribing to the channel truly helps this space continue to grow. Every small action you take helps this work reach more people and reminds me that we're walking this journey together.